Hello, 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 and welcome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day, good night, wherever you are, all the best. Joy Ruffin coming to you from the Sunshine State. It's Wednesday night, so it's Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, Living Legacies. And tonight, our guest is Dawn V. Gilmore. Now, Dawn happens to be my photographer, and many of you, I'm sure, as well. But for those of you who are not familiar with her, I want you to get to know her. Her name is Dawn V. Gilmore, and she's going to come up in just a second, and we're going to talk and have a great show. And it's going to be all about photography, but it's going to be much more than that. For those of you who are here for the preamble, then you know that I have, as we all have, a little story about pictures and photography, and we'll talk to that a little bit. Welcome. It's always good to see you here. I always love to look out and to see that you're here. And if by chance you're watching the replay, please type in hashtag replay, and then we'll know that you were here. In the meantime, I want you to help me to welcome this lovely lady to the show because you are going to love seeing her because she is phenomenal in so many ways with what she does. So let me say hello to you, Dawn, and welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, Joy. Hello, everyone out there.
Yes, indeed. Hello, Dawn, and welcome to you. It's so nice to have you here. It's been a long, long time in coming, but we're here. So, what I want to do now is ask you, because you know that we have our love affair, I want you to tell the audience a little bit about you and why you're doing what you do and why you love it so much.
I am a women's empowerment photographer. I've actually been shooting photos. I just had my 10th anniversary. So, 10 years full time as a photographer, which is amazing in this industry. And why I do what I do, honestly, there is nothing more rewarding for me than having a client walk in the door and basically be like, oh, good luck making me look good, or I never take good photos, or I'm not photogenic. And then by the time they leave, they walk out and they go, oh my God, I'm hot. I'm amazing. I look fabulous, and that is, there's nothing more rewarding than that for me.
Well, I'm chuckling here, and you know why? Because I was one of those who walked in and said, I don't like taking pictures. I don't want to take pictures. And you said, oh, you're this and you're that, and boom, boom, boom. And then when I saw the headshots, I said, holy boom, boom, boom. So I know exactly what you mean. What percentage of women come to you, Dawn, who really just don't value or appreciate their own beauty? What, how, when they come to you, how do you turn them around and get them? I know how you do it, but tell the audience how you go about it.
Honestly, I'm not really sure what it is that I do that is so different. I hear people tell me all the time there's just something about me that's different. But honestly, I would say I want to say probably a good 90% of women that walk in the door always are like, I don't like pictures of myself. I have gained weight or I have double chins. They immediately point out all the things that they don't like about themselves. And so I just take them in the studio and I don't know, I just get them in front of the camera and I talk to them because I think that's part of it. I don't just stand there, with my face behind a camera and snap a picture. And I try to get to know my clients a little bit because I want to try and bring out that personality as well.
Yes, I hear you loud and clear, and I understand that because I think that even the most beautiful woman in the world, and an example that we can use that's an iconic female figure now, Marilyn Monroe, was never really fond of taking pictures. And you're always hesitant because you think they're going to get or take the wrong shot or show you in an unfavorable light. But Dawn, I'm not brown nosing you, and I don't like, as I mentioned earlier in the preamble, I don't put women or anybody people, period, on pedestals. But you do have the magic touch. Do you have any clue to? I know that you love what you do, but what do you think it is? I heard you say that you talk to the people, women ahead of time, and you make them comfortable. But what do you think it is that X factor that you definitely have? Let's not deny it because it's there. What do you think it might be?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe just because I'm different. I am a fuller figured girl, but I don't know. I have this air about me of, I am who I am and I love myself, and, anybody else can leave it at the door, basically, and I think that helps my clients because they're like, wow, she's so confident. We can be confident too. And then, of course, I show the back of the camera. So I want them to see it's not Photoshop. They don't have to be Photoshopped to look beautiful. It's really, if you just have to have a photographer you connect with personally and who knows proper posing and proper lighting. It's really those three things I think that make all the difference.
I can see that and I understand that. And I think that comfortable, making them allowing them to feel comfortable, that's really, really very important. And you do that by showing them who you are and also relating in a way because I think one of the things that I'm in tune with now, Dawn, is that how you communicate and relate to people has a lot to do with the success that you'll have in your business because you have to have some intuitive knowing and sensitivity to the person that you're working with
For
to
sure.
support them and feeling comfortable with you. Now, tell us, I know that you have this word empowerment, and one of my favorite words, overused, but it's still a good word. What
It
is
is.
it that excites you most about working with these women and doing the work that you do? You spoke to it briefly, but I think there's more there. What excites you most about the work that you're doing with the women who come to you for their photographic sessions?
I think women tend to feel like they only look pretty or beautiful if they have like a Snapchat filter on or if they're photoshopped. And for me, to be able to show them that, look, it's the back of the camera. I have done nothing to it. I have not altered the image in order to make you look beautiful. And then they see it. They see it differently. They see themselves through fresh eyes. They see that they're beautiful without filters, that, they don't need to be photoshopped in order to look beautiful in an image. And when they see that, it changes. Like even like their first photo in the session to the last photo in the session, you can see how it progresses. The first photo, they're a little bit unsure. By the end, they're like, oh, I am all that. And you can see it in the photos. I mean, even in your photos, like if you looked in the beginning, the ones in the beginning are great, but the ones at the end are even better.
This is true. This is true. This is very, very true. You mentioned something here that I really want to speak to because my work as a professional speaker and an image consultant, and I combine the two of them together because I'm looking for women who want to lead and be leaders. You mentioned something about size and all of the other things that women, are caught up in.
Mm-hmm.
It's irrelevant. The essence and the beauty of you comes from within and emanates outward.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you relate and connect to other people and how you present yourself where people are comfortable with you. And sometimes that takes a little time. I like what you said from beginning to end when one walks in and then what they see towards the end and how you warm them up and all of that. That's important. And the
Mm-hmm.
beauty aspect of it, so many women who I see beauty in every woman. And this is maybe our
I do
soul
too.
connection, Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Even women who I know don't see it in themselves. I can see it, I can feel it, I can sense it. And so my working towards the exterior so they can get to the interior is just another way of doing it. But I love what you're doing. What is the most exasperating part of what you're doing? What is the part of the business that you're doing that is the most difficult part for you to get the handle on and to connect with people?
I think for me, the biggest challenge is I I have my sessions labeled as boudoir, but honestly, it's not just boudoir. And I know that term tends to make people immediately think they have to like get in lingerie or get naked, but honestly, that's not what it is. It's just that's a term that seems to be mainstream that people search for. When really, I wish that I could get it across that these sessions have nothing to do with what they're wearing. They are truly empowerment sessions. They are truly about just coming in and leaving, seeing yourself through fresh eyes. It doesn't matter if you're in a t-shirt and shorts or whether you're in lingerie or a sexy dress, it doesn't matter. It's just about empowering you to see yourself differently and to stop focusing on the flaws that you think are flaws and to see the beauty that those who love us unconditionally see.
Well, that unconditional love is what has to be. But what I know now, and I know you as well, the relationship in every aspect of building a healthy, hearty, strong relationship begins with yourself. Now, we as women, when we're young, you can get away with everything. But the majority, and maybe I'm surmising and you'll have to straighten me out, majority of women who come to you are more mature women. That maturity could be 30, 40, 50, 60, or older. It doesn't matter. But that means that they've lived life. So their bodies have taken, even if they're health enthusiasts, has taken its toll. So there's cellulite, there's a little roll here, there's a little bump there. So what you're saying and what I'm saying, that doesn't matter. The beauty is still there. So
Correct.
how do you convince that woman, though, to come in and show and reveal that in her boudoir setting and make it an empowerment session?
Honestly, I have a couple of like behind the scenes videos on my site to kind of show people what happens during a session. I try to make it clear that, what we're doing is we're trying to highlight the things you want to highlight. So if there are areas of concern, we can work around them basically to draw your eye away from them. We're not trying to hide them, but if it's something that you personally are like unsure about or just feel uncomfortable with, we want to draw the attention to the things you love about yourself. And in my questionnaires for sessions, I specifically ask, what do you love about yourself? And so many women have such a hard time answering that. They
Really?
could answer all day what they're uncomfortable about, but they have such a difficult time answering what they love about themselves. And I mean, like, a really hard time. It's crazy to me. It's so easy for a woman to list 20 things they hate about themselves, but to list 20 things they love about themselves, it's virtually impossible.
I'm only laughing because it's really not funny, but it's true that it's easier for all of us to pinpoint what we don't like.
Right.
And yet because maybe it has something to do, depending on the person and the lifestyle and many other variables, it could have a lot to do with you don't want to be braggadocio. You don't want to speak too highly about things that you really like.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they hesitate for that reason as opposed to something that's otherwise. I don't know. But that has to present its concerns for you sometimes. Yes?
It does. It does. But I find that because it's in a questionnaire that I send them through email, they're more likely to actually sit down and think about it and then actually answer it. Where if I had them in front of me and I said, tell me what you love about yourself, they're going to be like, I don't know. And so when it's in a questionnaire, they actually tend to answer it. And then it gives me a good idea of, okay, these are the areas that we want to highlight. These are the areas that we want to make the forefront of the shoot because these are the areas that they love about themselves.
This is fascinating for a lot of different reasons. Now, I know you somewhat, and you me, because we've had a couple of sessions together. Tell me, what is one of the best compliments that you've gotten after a regular headshot session and a boudoir session? What is it that's been transformational for the person that they've given back to you that helps to empower you somewhat?
I have a hard time accepting compliments, so I will say that. It's when people do, I know, it's hard.
You have to stop right there. You know why? Listen to my love. You know why you have to stop right there? Because we're all guilty. We're all guilty. When you say they can't list the X amount of things that they love about themselves, but they can tell you all the things that they don't like. And then when I ask you that question, we're all the same. We might be elevated here, there, and yonder, but underneath everything, the same heartbeat, the same essence of who we are. Is that not so? It's amazing.
For sure. It is.
With that said, tell us what are some of the compliments that you've gotten after sessions? Both.
I would say the one that really sticks out to me is a client who came up to me, and she's probably watching, but
Good.
she showed me a bracelet that apparently her spouse gave her years ago, that it was engraved and it said, "I am beautiful." And she was wearing it, and she came up to me at an event that we were both at, and she said to me, she says, "I want you to know that my husband bought me this bracelet, but I have never felt beautiful enough to wear it until now." And that was after she had a branded business portrait session with me. And I started bawling
Oh,
because I was moved so much that she didn't feel like she was worthy of wearing the bracelet before because it said she was beautiful.
yes.
And now she looks in the mirror and sees herself as beautiful and feels like she's worthy of wearing the bracelet. That moved me so much because I can't imagine walking around in life and thinking you're not worthy of wearing a bracelet that says you're beautiful. Like, and there's so many women that feel that way. It's so like, this is why I do what I do. It
Yes.
really is.
Good point. Good point. Now, your friend Holly says if you come as a stranger, you will leave as a friend or as friends. And I think that's very potent and very powerful because that's exactly what happens. I think I asked you earlier about the magic, Dawn, and I think one of the magic is a word like so many that are overused, but I think your
Mm-hmm.
magic probably is your ability, not only in your confident persona, but you have the ability to connect and relate to people and make them feel very comfortable with you. That's magic, and that is a gift. So
Oh,
take that
thank
back.
you.
It be the truth. It is the truth. Now, who in the business, because you see, personally, and I don't know you and I know you, I don't think that one has to be competitive because there's so many
Mm-mm,
people doing the same thing.
for sure.
Whatever it is that we're doing, there are other people doing it. So that said, who in your business is doing more or less the same thing that you are, that you admire and love the work that they're doing? What
Hands
other
down. Oh,
photographer?
sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, any
It,
other photographer, male, female, whatever type of work they're doing that you're overly fond of.
it would be hands down Terry Hofford, and she's actually based out of Winnipeg, Canada.
Hmm.
She is she is the one that I had come down to Florida to do my own personal boudoir session. There's something about her. She also taught a body image boot camp when she was here, to a few of my clients who decided to come, as well as me, to help us retrain our brain. And she, hands down, is the like most amazing woman I've ever met. She's one of the reasons that I decided to take the pledge of body positivity and body advocacy, to basically say it doesn't matter what size, what shape, what color, what age you are. I want everyone to come and be empowered in a session.
Oh, I'm in your tribe. I'm completely in your tribe because I so believe that. I'm so, I come from the fashion industry, and as much as I love it and the entertainment, size 8 and 0, no, no, no. That we come all sizes and shapes. But tell me, what is it about this woman that you mentioned, Terry? What is the 2 or 3 factors that drew you to her? What makes her so phenomenal? Because whatever that is, some of that's in you too, my friend. So tell us what it is that gets you fired up about her talents and her abilities.
She's just real. She doesn't care what anybody thinks. She is real. She is quirky and weird and loves every bit of it. And I just love that uniqueness about her. She can be as weird as she wants to be, and she does not. She'll wear shirts that say fat and fabulous, which actually I bought one of her shirts. She doesn't believe that the term fat should be a negative word. It doesn't have to be negative. We just choose to make it negative.
I completely
And
agree.
so I love everything about her. She's quirky, she's honest, she's real, she's just Terry. I don't even know, like there's no words to describe her.
Dawn, my love, listen, this is what I love about this and doing this because I ask you that question specifically for a reason. I do, I am, I, my three names, one is redundancy, but there's always merit behind it because what you described, my friend, is you.
Well, that's probably why I love her.
There's nothing traditional, conventional, and whatever about you.
You think? You think there's nothing traditional about me?
No. And that's a blessing. That's, uniformity is good to a point. And this expression, like minded, it's good to a point. But all of us need variety. We need all the different realms of everything that's safe, that's comfortable, or not even not
Okay.
comfortable, not the right word, around us, because that's how we grow. That's how we extend our own sense of awareness and knowing. So you described her. So that's her magic, and you have it as well. You have that magic for me, and I want you to have it for other people as well. What are you most proud about in the business that you're doing? I think I already know the answer, but I'm still going to ask you, what is it that you're most proud about the work that you do? What is it that really excites you and turns you on? I think we all have the answer, but I want to hear it from you.
I really feel like, I'm making a difference in these people's lives. Like I'm changing how they see themselves forever, hopefully, not just during the session, but when they walk out and then like a week from now, when they look at themselves in the mirror, they're going to see something different. And to me, that is like so powerful to be able to have that ability to change how someone sees themselves forever. That's so rewarding.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. And you know why? Because you use adjectives and words that I love because we're doing the same thing in different realms. That's all. Because you use the words amazing and powerful and strong and incredible and empowered. That's what you wish for all women. And this sense of unity and circle and tribal is what we all want who are leaders in what we're doing and in and on that journey. And that's what we're all about. So those adjectives apply to the women that you're working with, what you want to share and give them, because we all have flaws. No, there is no perfection. But when you have a strong
No,
sense of aesthetics, which you have, and I have, then you want to apply that to the people that are around you, especially the women, so that they can see their own beauty. And I think that's what you're about. And you heard what I said, Dawn, so that we can see our own beauty. Because people can tell you, oh, you're pretty, you're attractive, or you this or you that, but only when you're able to see it and through someone else's eyes can you embrace it. Does that make sense to you?
for sure. When I did my own session and I looked at my photos, I was overwhelmed with emotion. And my husband was looking at them with me and he said, "You're finally seeing yourself the way that I see you every day." And I was like, "Oh my God," like I just didn't realize that. But that's my hope for women is for them to see themselves the way that those who love them see them. They don't ask your kids, like, do you think they look at you and they go, "Oh, you have a scar. Oh, you have a double chin. Oh, you have stretch marks." They don't see that. They see the loving, nurturing, amazing, strong, powerful person you are. They don't see any of those flaws. And I want all my clients to see what others see when they look at them.
Don, listen, the way that you just expressed that and the way that you describe that is beyond this other buzzword brilliant because we as women, we have to get more in sync with our innate strength, beauty, and power.
For
Because
sure.
as one of my many mentors, and as I say often, I've not met him, but I know we all have that greatness within us. And we need others to reflect back to us what
For
is
sure.
in there. And that's why none of us do anything alone. We need a team, a group, a partner, and all that around us. And I think that's what you offer in your pictures. I think that your word empowerment, as opposed to boudoir, I think they're really connected because when you
Mm-hmm.
have a good boudoir session, it is empowering, can be very much so. Now,
For sure.
you mentioned something about a a free headshot session that you wanted to offer to the person in the audience. So let's think about how we want to do that. I thought initially we would have it for the first person who asked a question, but in that no one did, why don't we just pick at random a number and ask a question and see who will answer it? So what question would you like to ask for someone in the audience? And let's see who answers it right off the bat. I changed it up there a little bit, Don, but that's okay.
Oh, let's see. What can we ask them? Should we ask them something about, I don't know, like about a session or about me? I mean, maybe something quirky, like what's my dog's name or something? I mean,
Okay, let me just take this. Let me ask the audience, and the first one who answers the question, what is it that you love most about yourself? And the first person that pops up with an answer here, that will be the person who will get a free headshot session with Don.
perfect.
What is it that you love most about yourself? And we'll see who comes up. And so far, she said, there's my girl, but nobody, no, no. You see, it's hard for people. Peg says, I love this, but they won't give us an answer as to what. So I tell you what we'll do then. Let's make it easy for them and for you. When we're through with this, you can go and you can look at the answers here. And we don't have favorites here. I'm not about favoritism, but just pick.
Just random.
Yeah, and then you can email them or whatever and see how they want to take this up because I think it's a great. And by the way, for those of you who are out there, if you've not had wonderful, absolutely spellbinding headshots, then you need to get in contact with Don. Don, time just flies here. Holly says I'm a survivor, but you didn't tell us what is she? She says I'm a survivor, and Peg says she loves this. So they're out there. Maybe they're already your customers. I don't know.
They are.
Okay.
They're both clients. Yes.
Okay.
They're amazing ladies.
That's good. Well, you don't know any others, I'm sure. We'll do this then. Let me ask you this. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to address here and now before we say so long for now? I have said in the preamble, and I say again to all of you who are out there, those of you who are here now, and those of you who will come for the replay. If you haven't found a phenomenal, fantastic photographer, then Dawn would be a person that you should look into. I absolutely adore the way she photographs me, and I'm not easy to photograph. Everybody says, "Oh, that's not true," but she'll tell you. She does
Not true.
not true. See, I knew she'd say that. But that being the case, connect with her. In the meantime, I'm going to ask you, Dawn, to just leave us with whatever you want, and then I'll put you to the side, and then I'll come and say goodbye to the audience. So what is it that you'd like to, for now, leave the audience with to think about or to ponder over? Whatever you want to share in your so long for now.
The main thing is just to stop focusing on the flaws or the things that you think are flaws and try and see yourself the way that those who love you unconditionally see you. That is the most important way to walk through life. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to others because we're all unique snowflakes, as Terry likes to say.
I like that. Unique snowflakes.
Yes, and no two snowflakes are alike.
Yes, 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 yes. I like that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You've given us some really good information, good tips, and we'll take it from there. In the meantime, if you'll just step to the side, I'm going to say so long to the audience, and I'll be with you in just a second or so. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. All righty. So let's do this. Thank you all for being here. Always good to see you. And I know that this is not the best time for a lot of you, but yet when you do come and you show up, I'm forever grateful. My name is Joy Ruffin, which I'm sure you know by now, and I'm absolutely honored and delighted that Dawn was able to spend this time with us. And if you're really seeking a photographer that has the magic touch, then she is one. There are lots of them, but you find the one that works for you. And you won't be disappointed because she is really beyond phenomenal at what she does. Every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, we come to you, leading ladies, leaving legacies, living legacies. We're looking for female trailblazers, agents of change, purpose driven, heart centered, and cosmic healers. Some women incorporate all, some women have a few, some women are in the process. It doesn't matter. I want to say to you, if you feel that you're one of those and you'd like to share a bit of what you're doing and your story with the audience, you'll bring your friends, you'll connect with ours, and then we can have a meeting of the minds. I'm always looking for talent and people who want to expand their circle, their tribe, so to speak. Need I say, it's always good to be with you. It's good to be back with you. Had a great trip, but now it's great to be back. And I look forward to being with you again next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. here, same station, same time. In the meantime, thank you for coming. I appreciate your being here. And by the way, there's one other little thing I wanted to say to you. There is a resource that I'm offering to you that everyone needs. We all have our communicating style. And yet, the art and what we spoke to with Dawn is one of the reasons she's able to get the people that she works with to be very comfortable with her, is she begins to relate and connect with them in a way that they can hear and see what she is communicating and how that makes them comfortable. If you are interested in learning how to not only to discover your own communicating style, but to learn how to communicate with others, if that's not a strong suit of yours, then what you can do is be aware of this resource and let me know, and then we can go from there because it is phenomenal. It's something that Google has adopted for its methodology for all of its employees, and it really is phenomenal. And that's all I say. You just have to let me know, yes, I'm interested, and then we can go from there. In the meantime, thank you for being here. Always good to be with you. And I look forward to seeing you again real soon. Have a great week, a great weekend. Be well and take care of you first. All the best. And we'll see you again and soon. Until then, so long for now. Cheers.